My fellow Americans, I want to be very brutally honest with you. I didn't like what happened in November with our election. It goes far beyond Hillary and Trump. Far beyond. One of the things the Electoral College is supposed to do is to ensure that a majority of Americans' votes are counted. They are counted, and that the true winner should not only come from the largest populations. Most Americans know that, and they favor the Electoral College as a result. However, there's another provision, one that says no unfit man should ever hold, unfit, unstable, or unprepared man should ever hold the office of the White House. The Electoral College failed every American. Even those happy with the results, you've been failed, betrayed. Our country now is in a very dangerous position, whether you love the man or not. But we cannot undo what has already happened. The Electoral College should be disbanded. That goes without saying. They actually broke their oath, their duty, and one could argue maybe they should even face legal and even criminal charges. Yes, criminal. But that is not why I'm here. Tonight, I sit before you asking everyone who is a real American patriot, it doesn't matter where you are politically, I ask you to demand that we make our country greater than it ever has been. Not again, not great again like some people claim, but greater. Greater than our founders have made it, than anybody that lived before us, and even us ourselves. How do we do that? We enact a battle plan. I'm not saying that mine's the greatest battle plan ever. There are probably thousands. But what mine does achieve is it hits everyone that has never listened to the American people. It hits them where it hurts. And those who act as if money is their God, if money be their God, we shall take away their money. How do we do that, you might ask? You are going to prove you are the most powerful person around, every one of you. If we say that there are 7 million millionaires in America, that leaves us with a remaining population of over 307 million Americans. So for the 307 million Americans, I want you to reduce your spending every single week for the rest of your life, if need be, and take $50 out of your budget. Get used to it. Put it away in your homes. Put it in your lock boxes or your safes or wherever your family members that maybe are a little bit, tempted or may want to use it for an emergency. Do not put the money back into the economy. Now, that said, what that means is you cannot put it into a credit union, even one that you think is a great credit union, a bank, a financial institution. You can't use it you cannot even use it for your own retirement. This money has to be, for all intents and purposes, almost as if it was thrown away in the trash. I'm asking our American family to literally take hundreds of billions, and maybe even $1 trillion or more dollars out of the American economy. And you might think that's impossible. You have the power. You start reducing your spending and taking that money completely out of the economy. I mean, you can't buy anything, nothing, not one thing, not even when you're starving. I know it sounds cruel, But you got to get other means. Get your family, get your friends, go to a food bank. Do not use this money. Even in a medical emergency, get your friends, get your family, get a donation from a church, synagogue, or a temple. Do not use this money. And here is the reason. If Americans will do this for a period of maybe a month to 5 months, and if we get in our mentality and we permanently do it, then every corporation around the globe, every government around the globe will have to listen to the American people, and the American people will have government upbuy for the American people, as Lincoln had promised. Now, you might think this is impossible, and I hope that you do think that. Because if you do think that, maybe you'll take this personal challenge. I, Albert Torcaso, personally challenge you to do this plan for at least a year. $50 less every week for a year. Now, if you don't have that much, reduce it by $5, reduce it by $10. Every American. Left, right, center, I don't care. Now let me tell you what's going to happen. I'll give you a preview of what will happen when we do this. We will have more impact than every single protest in the history of this nation. We will have a stronger voice than even the wonderful, great things that we had done for the civil rights movement and other movements. You see, when we take away their money legally, we will be like supermen, like superwomen. And what will happen? Congress, the president, all of them will stand down. There will be no question that we will start insourcing jobs. Companies that are overseas now will have no choice but to come back. Not because our government gives them nice, wonderful, rip-off compensations or lets them get away with not paying their taxes. Oh, no. They'll come back because they want our money. As long as we hold it back from them, as if we, in a sense, boycott them by reducing $50, what will happen is the biggest companies and the biggest governments on earth will cower to you, Jane. They'll cower to you, Bob, Sarah, Mark, Harry, Diane, Montez, Ivan, Rick. I don't care who you are. Alexander, Andrea, Benita. You see, they need us. They need us especially. There are 2 countries on this planet that control, for the most part, the economies of the globe. Do you want to know what they are in case you forgot? China right now, I believe, is out ahead of us. China and the United States. But for most of the last 240 years, it has been America. We are actually more powerful, even though the Chinese may be ahead of us in terms of gross domestic product. We control everything. You know what that means? That means a 17-year-old person working in a fast food restaurant has more power than the President of the United States. Any president. That's right. Now, I know all of you are laughing your butt off. Excuse my language, I apologize. Laughing, not believing in me, right? So let me prove it to you. Where did you eat the last time you went out to eat? Where did you buy your groceries? Where do you buy anything? Well, you made that conscious choice to go there. Now, it's true in certain neighborhoods that people don't have transportation. They may be forced to go to a certain grocery store. But the majority of our nation's people make the choice. You choose to go to Wendy's. You choose to go to, Lamborghini's. You choose to spend your money. You choose, in some cases, which utilities or utility servers for your electric or your gas or whatever. You make that choice. See, your money is your power. More than our own rights to free speech. They may take away our rights to free speech, but they will never want to take away our ability to buy, because without it, they have zero power. Let me prove it to you even more. We are not called Americans. We are not called citizens. We are called consumers. They have things like the gross domestic product and the consumer index. Take a look in the financial areas of your newspaper or check on the search engine. I'm telling you, you may be a black teenager being harassed. You have more power than any president, white, black, or anything. You may be a Muslim being told you shouldn't even be in America. You have more power than the president that put that ban on. You may be an immigrant, illegal or legal, from anywhere on earth. You have more power than Trump. You have more power than Obama did. You have more power than every one of the 45 presidents that's ever been in the United States. You have the power. Now, I know you don't believe it. But when does... Perfect answer. Perfect way to prove it. Do you have a wireless phone? Who's your carrier? Why is that your carrier? You made the choice. You decide what level you want, what company you want, and why. So now is the time for all good Americans to take that money, put it in your pocket. Put it actually not in your pocket, but in a lockbox, in a safe place. Hide it. Take it out of the economy. Now let me tell you what's going to happen. It's going to start to hurt for a while. For a little bit. Some businesses, maybe many businesses, will go out of business. Or at least threaten to go out. Our government and the stock market will not be the greatest place to invest unless you have a long-term goal and mindset. Now, here's the thing. You may lose your job as a result. It's true. Who cares? I don't. And after you listen for a few seconds, neither will you. You see, here's the reason. You will get a better job in the long run. Because when we do this, Trump and every government, from local to federal, has no choice but to listen. Macy's has to listen with their remaining stores. McDonald's, Starbucks, you name it. Your wireless carriers. It can be Metro. It could be Verizon. It could be T-Mobile. It can be Sprint. It can be AT&T. It doesn't matter. It can be, I believe there's one called NetSpend. And then there's, of course, Straight Talk. Any one of them. And every one of them will have to cower to you. See, you have more power than you've been led to believe. In fact, let me tell you right now, you have so much power. Our economy runs on you. They run on us combined. Yes, as a people. You and me, you and I. And who do you think actually has more power? The most wealthiest people on earth? Or the poorest? You'd be surprised to find out it's the poorest. You know why? Because we have more people that are poor or middle class around the globe. The greatest number of people are the poor. If we decide to take ownership, reduce this money by billions or trillions of dollars, not just in America, but around the globe, I promise you, the wealthiest amongst you will change their ways. Because if money be their God and we take away their money, they need us more than we need them. And then we can get a fair deal. I'm not saying to be Robin Hood. I'm not saying take from the rich and give to the poor. But I will say, take from the bad rich and give to the poor. Or at least let the poor have a way to eventually get to middle class and then rich themselves. These don't need to be words. These can be actions. But it's going to take you. And you're going to have courage. You're going to have discipline. You take that $50 out of the economy every week. If you can only take out 5 because you have a lot of family members, that's okay. That still amounts to a good amount of money. That would be $20 a month, $240 a year. You times that times, a couple million, maybe 10 or 15 million or more people, and that's some serious change. So, yeah, this has been a very long-winded video, but let me ask you a question. Have you ever realized the power that you have? I bet you didn't think that you did, but you do. Take a good look at what you have in your life. The blessings that you actually have. Even if you're in bad shape, you have blessings. You woke up today. But take a look at what you do have. Maybe you have a smartphone. Maybe you have TV and cable and satellite or a streaming unit like I have. Take ownership of your power. And we will have more success than every march, every petition, every outcry than ever before. And this doesn't just have to be exclusive to America. This can work in every country, even in dictatorships, because they still all survive on one thing: money. So this is really a message to the globe. If money be their God, we shall take away their money. Legally, but we shall take away their money. 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 Take away their money.